You know, I can't believe that we are actually approaching the fall season, which means we are approaching Q4, which of course officially starts on October 1st if you recognize the fiscal year. Now, with that being said, we at FTLOP Inc. have been having some strategic conversations as we close out the year, because being that this is our first full year in business, we've been kind of taking it quarter to quarter. I look forward to that end of November, beginning of December, when we start to plan a full strategy for all of 2022. But I thought it would be a great idea to share with you just one of our goals and show you how we approach it within our strategy plan. So if you're interested in getting some more information on that, stay tuned.
Add it up.
My name is Nicole, founder of the FTLOP Inc., and you are tuned into our Biz Bite series, where we'll be offering you just a bite of content to help improve the day-to-day operations within your business. Okay, so we're stepping out from behind the desk, and I wanted to share with you guys how we work through our strategy plan. I did want to preface it with a little bit of a disclaimer, right? So when you're looking at a strategy plan, depending on the business, the approach is going to be different. That doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It just means the approach is just that, different, and that is okay. Now, what I found to be most successful and what I'm most comfortable with, because I've seen it be successful within other companies I've worked with, is we're starting off first with our goal. Okay, then we work our way down to objectives, we work our way down to strategies, and then we work our way down to tactics. Now, I find that this is the most efficient way to get through a goal and see whether or not you're on track or whether or not you're veering off track. And it's really easy to get back on track if your tactics are very, very clear and the expectations of who the owner and resources are clear as well. So before we get down to tactics, let's first start off with our goals, and then I will take you through each step. The most effective way for us to journey through this conversation would be to start off with the definition of one of these 4 parts of my strategy plan, and then I'll take you through how our brand is going to apply said statement. So for example, the goals, that's what we'll start off with. The goals are going to be a statement that's fairly broad, and it is something that you want to accomplish within your business. Now, it depends on how you set up your strategy plan. For us, we have it segmented out. Specifically today, the example I'm sharing with you is under the segment of social media presence, okay? So the FTLOP brand, one of, or actually 2 of the goals, and I put 2 here because they kind of go hand in hand. I have here that the FTLOP subs and or subscribers and followers will experience an organic shift from 100% lifestyle content. So when you're thinking lifestyle content, I'm defining that on my channel as my home decor, my shopping hauls, my clean with me's, my motherhood discussions, things of that nature, weight loss discussions, right? All of that is under lifestyle content. Now, when we are transitioning this, we're going to make it now a hybrid channel. And the hybrid content would be 70% business and 30% lifestyle. Okay, and then the other goal that I have that's coupled along with this is going to be there will be an increase in YouTube following by 40%. Now, this 40%, I am looking for the 40% to be within my target audience, because target audience equals conversions, right? I'm not looking for, you know, one of my really good friends to subscribe to the channel. Yes, that would be great. But if we're looking for those that are more so in our target audience, my target audience is typically women of color who are within a 9-to-5 that is looking to follow their passion, but they're just not sure where to start, right? And then I also may have some women who have just started out their business, but they're looking for ways to improve the day-to-day operations within their business, right? That is my target audience. So I'm hoping that that will increase by 40%, okay? Now, we have our goal here. Let's work into our objectives. The next step is objectives, okay? Now, objectives are best defined as measurable steps taken to achieve your goals, okay? Now, two things you want to make sure that you're including is a timeline for these objectives, okay? And then you also want to make sure there is some sort of quantitative attachment to that objective. I will show you what I mean in just a moment. So in Q4, which means I'm looking to do these objectives in Q4 because, side note, if we were creating this strategy plan for all of 2022, let's say for next year, you may have objectives that you want to complete within a quarter or within 2 quarters. You may have an objective that may not be completed for the entire year because the goal is something that will take you a year to complete, okay? So for this, I'm putting in Q4 specifically, I want for YouTube, my uploads, here are the quantitative results because I'll be able to know very clearly if I made it or not, right? I want 11 lifestyle videos. That's how many uploads I'm going to do in the, I'm sorry, this should say 21. We're gonna change this to 21. So we want 21 lifestyle videos, and I know that seems like a lot, but keep in mind the quarter that we're in, right? We have the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up in November and December respectively. So I have to consider the fact that I want to take part in Vlogmas because that's one of the best times of the year, right? Christmas. So that's why I have a lot more videos coming up for December. And then for the uploads for my Biz Bite series, right, I want to do 11 videos. Why only 11? Because I'll be dropping 1 per week, but I will not do any in the last 2 weeks of December. Why? Because this is something else you need to consider when you're creating your objectives. Think about timing. So I'm doing 21 here. I'm considering the holidays. For here, I'm only doing 11 because I'll be rolling out a course, a digital course that's coming out in January. So stay tuned for that. Click the link in the description if you want to hear more about our time management course that will be rolling out in January. But for now, I'm only going to be doing 11 because I need to take those last 2 weeks off on the business side because I'll probably be putting up some finishing touches to roll out that digital course, right? So I'm preparing for that ahead of time. This way I can make sure that my objectives I'm setting are attainable, okay? And then I'm going to do 15 business shorts. Now, this is new. I'm going to be doing this because YouTube is in their beta phase for YouTube Shorts, which is going to be very similar to Reels or your TikTok videos. So what I'm going to be doing is just repurposing content. This is something that I've talked to my team about in depth, right? We have a lot going on. 21 videos for lifestyle, 11 videos for business. I have to make sure that I'm being cognizant of not doing too much because then I'm not going to be able to meet those goals or I'm going to burn out, right? So what I want to do is with my business shorts, I'm going to just be repurposing content from YouTube. So this may seem like a lot, but it won't be because I'll just be taking my my Instagram Reels and I'll be uploading them as Biz Shorts, okay? All right, the next thing is for Pinterest, I want to upload 26 pins. Now, where did I get the number 26 from? Look at the math. It will be a cover template that will link them to my biz videos, so that will drive traffic to my YouTube channel, right? And then my Biz Shorts, which are also my Reels, I will either, depending on what my final decision is, I'm not too sure yet, but I will either create another pin and drive the traffic to my Biz Shorts, which will drive traffic to YouTube, or I'll drive the traffic to Instagram. Okay, so this is, again, these plans are not just arbitrary numbers. I thought them through very clearly. I considered the calendar. You got to pull out a calendar if you're doing it in this way, right? To make sure, again, your goals are attainable. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is strategy. So the strategy, now we're getting into the how, right? How are we going to accomplish these objectives? So remember where we last left off, we have 21 lifestyle content videos, we have 11 Biz Bite series videos, and then we have 15 Biz Shorts. So how do we plan to do that, right? So the first thing I know I'm going to have to do is create a content schedule for the fourth quarter, which is something that I already did. I had to put together the next 15 weeks, right? What is that going to look like? And I'm including also the last 2 weeks of September. So it's really 12 weeks total in the quarter, but for the sake of conversation, when we had this, we looked at it for the rest of the year. So really the last 15 weeks of the year. So I broke it down. The biz videos, we're gonna do 2 in September, 4 in October, 3 in November, 4th week, of course, we're taking off for Thanksgiving, considering holidays. And then also for December, we're doing 2 videos, okay? Again, because I'm preparing for that time management course we're rolling out in January. All right, so now the biz shorts. The biz shorts, there are 15 that I want to do, so there are 15 weeks left in the year, so it makes sense to do 1 per week. And as mentioned, I will be repurposing from Instagram. And then we have our Pinterest, our pins, right? So we're going to do 1 for each biz video and 1 for each biz short. So this is the strategy. This is the plan of how I plan to get or accomplish those objectives that line up to our overall goal. And remember, overall goal is I want to change it from 100% lifestyle content to now a hybrid channel where it's 30% lifestyle and 70% business, okay? All right, so now let's look at the last area, which is going to be tactics. Now, tactics is where we get into the action, right? How are we gonna action this? Yeah, it sounds great that you wanna do 21 lifestyle videos and 26 pieces of business content, but how are you going to do this? Like, what's the action plan, right? And think about this as like your tasks. If you're looking at a project plan, you're looking at like your tasks, right? Underneath this larger milestone. So here, action objectives, right? A strong plan will include, this is big, guys. Let me tell you, even if you are a team of, this is typically if you're more than 1 person, you want to make sure that you don't only include the deliverable, okay, but you also want to include dates attached to it. So for example, I need to create a content schedule, right? Let's say I didn't put that together yet. I need to create a content schedule for both lifestyle and Biz Bites series. By when? It sounds great that you want to do it, but by when? You have to put a date, and then you can reverse engineer as to how you're going to get there, right? Which, if there are any like mini tasks to actually create that content schedule for that example. You need to attach owners and resources. A lot of times, and again, I have a PMP background, but a lot of times you will see people will put resources like, okay, so in order for us to do a YouTube channel, let's say I have, right now, I really handle all things for YouTube, right? Now, but let's say I had someone that edited my content. Let's say I had a graphic designer that created my thumbnail. And then let's say all I was responsible for doing was filming it, okay? So I can't just put resources like, okay, I want to create video A by next week. Here are the resources. Nicole to film, John Doe for editing, and my graphic designer Jane Doe is going to do the thumbnail. Who is owning that task? Because the owner is going to make sure that all of the resources are going to meet that deadline. If you, as the owner of the project plan, only rely on the resources, somebody's going to drop the ball. Okay, and sometimes you may say, yeah, it's the graphic designer that's going to own it, because although she may not be the owner of the entire project, she may be the last step in the process, right? Because Nicole filmed it, okay, and then she passes the baton to the editor, right? And now the editor makes all the edits, but now he passes the baton on to the graphic designer, who may grab a snapshot from the edited content to now apply to your thumbnail or screenshot. She may do multiple, or he may do multiple, right? So now that she's the owner, she's the one that's making sure, hey guys, did you get this for me? Because you know I need to get this done and that done in order for me to get my final piece done and meet the overall date. So you cannot only have resources, you also have to have an owner attached to it. Super important, okay? Now, the steps that I have here is creating, editing, and filming schedule. So you don't only want to put, oh, I'm going to roll out video A on October 1st. But you've got to reverse engineer that, because if now you want to release it on October 1st, when are you going to film it? When are you going to edit it? Because if you only have that one date of the final product uploading, you're going to run into a problem when you have multiple videos happening at the same time. Like for myself, I film 2 a week, and during Vlogmas, it might be 3 or 4. So I need to say, okay, I want to upload it on this date. I'm going to reverse engineer it and set up dates for editing and filming. Include dates to upload on YouTube and Pinterest. This is another thing. If I'm uploading it on YouTube on one day, am I going to upload it the same day on Pinterest, or am I going to wait a few days and then push traffic to it a few days later by adding that pin to link to my YouTube video? Okay. And then repurpose Reels for YouTube Shorts and TikTok. As I mentioned before, I'll be taking my Instagram Reels and I'm just repurposing it. Okay. And then create YouTube thumbnail template. This is how you can work smarter, not harder. I'm not going to create a new YouTube thumbnail for every single video. I might just make some slight changes, change the title, swap a picture. But for the most part, the thumbnail stays the same. And maybe you choose to change it every quarter. Okay. And then create a Pinterest pin template. That's another thing, because you need to have some sort of cover for your Pinterest pin. I'm not going to recreate a new Pinterest pin every single time, because that takes time. I go into Canva, I create a template, and now all I have to do is go in and switch up the title. May have to resize it a little bit. Takes me under 10 minutes. And then I can go ahead and upload it and link it to push traffic to my YouTube channel or my Instagram channel, depending on what I'm planning to push traffic to at the time. So I appreciate you guys for staying with us until the end. I hope this was helpful. Comment below with one new thing you learned today. I know I shared a lot in this video, but I'm hoping that this will help you. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, I think this is a really great way to start it off where you're not getting too far into the weeds. The last thing that I would suggest to you is make sure you create a strategy plan, but you've got to look at it throughout the year. If you're planning it for the year, don't just plan it and then say forget about it and you never look back at it. It's the whole purpose of a plan. You've got to make sure you continue looking and revisiting it to make sure you're on the right track. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Now we are also on Pinterest. We are on Pinterest as FTLOP Inc. All of the information is below. We appreciate your support. Until next time.